Okay, let's take a little sippy sip. Mm, it's peppermint mocha. I will not lie to you. It's time. It's time. Oh, God, sorry, guys. So here is the deal. Let's talk a little shop first. Then I'm going to dive into what's been going on. This episode is probably going to take more of a story time feel, which I know you guys are down for because honestly, when I just hear people who have been through some shit tell me about their day, sometimes that's the most useful thing ever because I pick up on things and I'm like, oh, you do that too? Same. All right, I'm good. I don't need to call my therapist today. Okay, so going over some things that have been going on, the last couple episodes that have been on the podcast, one was a fertility specialist, Dr. Gabriela Rosa. Phenomenal episode just for information purposes. If you are not going through infertility after loss or going through multiple um, losses, miscarriages, and IVF transfers that are unsuccessful, she does tons of studies, tons of research, and she holds a group that she will help you investigate the diagnostic side of this. Like, what is going on with you that is your body is not allowing you to conceive normally, quote unquote. Now, her definition of normally is basically you have sex and you get pregnant. Like, that's how it normally should go. But hey, surprise, with us, that's not always how it goes, especially after, in my case, term stillbirth, and from other people I've heard have had secondary infertility. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of shit has changed since 2020, fill in the blanks. And we're seeing a lot of things going on internally in our systems that are causing pregnancy loss and or an inability to conceive. So if you're interested in listening to that, please do. She'll be conducting a study actually on the effects of grief and trauma on fertility, which I find fascinating. So if you're interested, listen to that podcast, hit her up. All her information is in the description. The next podcast episode was with an adoption consultant agency. I really like having these conversations because after stillbirth, you don't really know, you want to expand your family and you don't really know what you want to do. And there are now so many different options to do so. So Kristen, the founder of the Evermore Adoptions Consultants, really paints a very transparent and honest picture of what adoption looks like, especially adopting newborns. Her partner is a lost mama. I have not had her on yet. And so my goal is to have her on soon. Scheduling has just been conflicted and we have not been able to do that. But I really think this is a conversation that was very interesting. I have looked into adoption myself. It's not off the table for us. Um, I think after your healthy baby dies at term, or even like just a stillbirth or infant loss, like you're absolutely terrified to do this again. And especially if you've had multiple losses. So surrogacy is an option. And I would like to have somebody talk about that. And I just want to give you guys as much information as possible. I find these things interesting. So I really hope that they help in any way. Okay. Aside from that, I have had some complementary support groups. Tis a season to be griefy going on because it is a season of shit. Like we're going through it. And I've had 3 so far. They have been helpful. I will have one more in December. But this just in, guys, your girl is now an official certified grief coach. So I'm making it a thing. Come the new year, I will be holding actual grief coaching sessions. I'm actually now still studying again under David Kessler, who was a grief expert, to become a grief educator and almost a grief mentor. So all that is going down in the new year. I'm super excited to be able to dive into this more for you guys and serve this community better with more intensive attention to it. And that's what I'm going to be doing. So always go to catherinelazar.com. My Instagram has a ton of information. My TikTok sucks. I don't even, to be honest, guys, I don't mind TikTok. I just don't feel like figuring out how to use it. So TikTok does have some stuff on there, but it's just going to guide you probably right back to Instagram. And the best way to kind of sign up for all these things and kind of see what's going on, all the offerings that I have is probably catherinelazar.com. And my handle on Instagram is the Catherine Lazar. Okay. Did skip the podcast last week. That's my bad, you guys. I thought I had another one in the can. I didn't. Wolfie did some time in the hospital again. That shit, parenting after loss, you guys, is parenting, period, is hard as shit. You are constantly making sure they're safe and then constantly making split decisions that you hope don't ruin their childhood and make them assholes. um, constantly making decisions on just constantly making decisions. And they're every minute of every day. And it's tiring. And I'm not complaining. This is a fact. Now, add in a level of PTSD and grief. Holy shamoly, roller coaster. Now, Wolfie went into the hospital in September with some respiratory distress issues. They kind of loosely diagnosed him with asthma, sent him home with a controller inhaler, which for those of you that don't know, is a daily inhaler that keeps the lungs open in case it gets into a situation where the lungs are like, holy shit, this looks like an invader, and they constrict and then you can't get any oxygen in. A lot of people use them. I mean, I'm pretty sure like Olympians have asthma, and it's you use these, like, let's say you're going on a plane, or let's say you're going to be doing physical activity, let's say you're going to be going out where there's a lot of pollen, I don't know. So I would give this controller to him twice a day, especially on the days he went to school, because school is a cesspool of disgusting germs. I never believed it until now, because he goes to um, just 2-year old school 3 times a week to learn how to socialize with other kids because he's getting bored with me. So then he had like rescue inhaler, which is essentially like if his lungs start to close, this is supposedly supposed to like keep them from really closing up too much and get some medication into his lungs to open up his airways. Well, that shit didn't work. So we ended up in the hospital twice. One was a 2-day admission, almost 3-day admission. Nothing was opening his lungs for 24 hours until he got a magnesium drip. That's how severe it was. What's wild is his first year of life. We traveled. We did all the things. I was a terrified mess, but we did. We traveled. And he got COVID. He got RSV. He got flu A. I don't fucking know. There's always some different strain of something, and they're all weird and different. And for some reason, this year, they're all like escalated to 100. I don't even they're not normal viruses anymore. Like, you get a virus, okay, you got a runny nose and maybe a cough for like 7 to 10 days. This shit's lasting like 12 to 14, and then you have a linger. Whatever. So we travel, and he never did hospital time. He never even had breathing issues. So cut to him turning 2. I don't know. Apparently, a lot of kids have asthma till they're like 5, and so we're just gonna kind of roll with this. But short story long on this front, he did another bout last week, and he had to be admitted again, where I was like, dude, here's what's crazy. And you lost mamas, get this. When your baby dies, if you're like me, you dive into conversations with people. Like, I dove into multiple conversations with professionals, okay, medical professionals. Not only that, when you start to reach out to other lost mamas and you start to connect with them for support, for guidance, or just for camaraderie, and hear their stories, you're like, oh shit, didn't know that could happen. So next thing you know, you are inundated with information. And then when people deny you information as far as the medical professional world goes, you start kicking down some doors to get info, because healthy babies don't die. So then what the fuck happened? So then you start to investigate. That doesn't stop when you have living kids. So like the doctors they hate to see me coming, because I'm like, what's happening? Tell me what's going on. What do we do? What's causing this? Because a lot of times they'll slap a big old Band-Aid on it and say, come back if this doesn't work. I'm like, no, bitch. Why? Why? Why did this happen? And they don't know. So then I'm investigating further. Like, why can't I control his asthma? We're doing tests now. I found a phenomenal pulmonary doctor, which they did not offer up to me in the hospital. I had to ask, do you have pulmonary doing rounds? Because this was a Children's Hospital of Atlanta. They're phenomenal. And they were like, we do. And I said, get his ass in here. Not in those words, guys. I'm way more graceful to strangers. So I was like, get him in here, please. So they did, and they were wonderful. And he was like, let's find out why this is not controllable. So they changed his medication. He's on the mend. I'm crossing fingers it doesn't happen again with this new controller. And I will say, I'm getting better, but seeing your baby, no matter just as a mother in general, with an IV in his little hand, and the IV is bleeding a little, and they're taking blood, and he, can't have any food because they have to do a couple tests or like whatever, and he's just sitting there with probes on him. It's hard. Like I could get emotional now. It's fucking hard, dude. In it whether and this time around, this third time, I was in mama mode, go mode, and I'm dialed in because I know what they're saying. Like they could talk to me in Chinese and I would get it. And because I know what they're talking about now, because I'm educating myself on this new world of asthma and respiratory distress and restrictions and whatever it may be. And so like, but it takes the wind out of my sails. I crashed after like, and it was hard to explain. Nobody really understood why I was just like a basket. The night we got home at night. The next morning, I felt like I got hit by a bus. And he's not even done being sick, and I'm still trying to take care of him. And we all have our things after loss, and I just think that it digs up subconscious PTSD that I think I have control over. But no, hospital settings will always be a traumatic situation. And then the guilt. I don't know if you guys were watching my stories, but I'm doing this thing now where I am so grateful for my living boys. I'm even so grateful for my angel baby. I'm grateful for my life. So when things start to get shitty again and I feel like falling apart, I'm like, but I'm so grateful we got to leave the hospital. I'm so grateful I can manage this. I'm so grateful he survived this. Where I'm like, bitch, no, you need to lean into this because in your world, this sucked and you need to lean into this pain or it's going to hit you later. So I have to let it wash over me and not be afraid of the pain again. That's the thing. Like when you get to the other side, and there is another side, and if you guys want to fight me on this, that's fine. But there is another side. The side where you can function normally with grief and your angel baby by your side. That's the other side. The first year, that's not a thing. You just have to get through the first year. The second year might not even be a thing because it's setting in now and you're like, wow, he's not coming back. This is what life looks like. Relationships are toast. I'm different. Like that's what the second year kind of looked like for me. And then the third year just really hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, this sucks. I'm mad. I'm mad this is the course my life took. And so here I am staring down the barrel of year four, and I have been almost stiff arming PTSD, trauma, pain, because I'm in a good place. And that's why I was so hesitant to really dive into the grief space as a professional for so long, because I was truly afraid to get back in that space. Here's what happened. I am putting my journal of my first year into a book. It's almost a survival guide, but it's also, my publisher was like, we need some more about you. So it's becoming memoir guide. What did I have to do? Retell Brody's story in there, detail by detail. And it was stuff I hadn't thought about in a long time. And it's taking me weeks to get through Brody's story. Like taking breaks from it, bawling hysterically, going into a shell after. But what it's doing is it's forcing me to feel that pain again in a healthy way, y'all, in a healthy way. I will let myself feel it, but now I know how to get up and snap out of it. That's the difference between now and then. So I have to stop stiff arming the pain. I can't be afraid of feeling it again because it's going to come back and I need to let it in healthy doses. I hope that makes sense. Now, pregnancy after loss, I did not allow myself to go there. And that's okay. That's okay. You are in survival mode with pregnancy after loss. You do not need to go rummaging through old ultrasounds and hospital shit and photos. To be honest, that'll put you into fucking contractions. Chill out, stay away from it. I'm serious. And you are not being a bad mother to your angel baby, but you're being a good one to your baby on the way. Does that make sense? holy, I wish you guys could answer me. That's why I love the live groups because like some you guys are like nodding in the Zoom, and I'm like, fuck yeah, you get it. So I have been kind of like, but I'm so grateful. No, it's okay to cry about this. It's okay to fall apart about this. Just get your ass back up. Just get your ass back up. That's it. It sounds simple, right? But that's healthy. It's always going to sting and it's always going to hurt. And if you keep pushing it away and pushing it away and pushing it away, it's going to completely come down on you later. And that's my post that I posted yesterday on Instagram. My baby is not a was, he is an is. He is my son. He's not was my son. His name was not Brody. His name is Brody. He is my son. And so learning how to do that, how to bring him presently without falling apart at the mention of his name or his thought, a thought of him, has been an art form. If you're not there yet, that's okay. It took time. It took time. Time doesn't heal, but time gives you the opportunity to experience more joy and give you more tools and resources to be able to carry this. Does that make sense? It doesn't heal. Time doesn't heal. Time gives you more opportunities to experience joy and to figure this shit out. How to carry it, the resources you need, the tools you need, who you are as a griever. And you know what's crazy is like I thought like loss, this profound traumatic loss would make me like super chill. It hasn't. Like, and I'm now putting my anger onto things that like I am very aware I need to reel in. Like my Instacart driver, my Instacart shopper. Do you know what happened? He like, okay, so iced coffee is my jam. What's actually wild is hot coffee used to be my jam. A hot cup of black coffee or regular coffee with a sweet treat was my absolute jam. I had a skin issue earlier this year, if you guys don't remember. Like my skin went bananas because, side note, when you finally get to a safe place, quote unquote, and for me, my safe place was not pregnant, not trying to get pregnant, not parenting a newborn, because I got pregnant 10 months after I lost Brody. And then I had a baby about 18 months after I lost him. And then I got pregnant 6 months after that. And then I had a baby 14 months after the second. So I was in constant pregnancy trauma state. So when I was out of that state, my system, all hell broke loose. All hell, it all came out of my skin, inflammation, no appetite, a whole bunch of shit went down. So the dermatologist was like, "This could be rosacea. No hot coffee and no wine." I was like, "Bitch, are you trying to kill me? Switch to just stay off the wine for a couple of weeks." This is not how she sounded, by the way. She was lovely, but this is my impersonation of it. Literally anybody trying to tell me anything. And switch to ice. And I was like, that's disgusting. Who the fuck drinks iced coffee in the morning? Well, this just in, I haven't stopped because A, it's faster to make. I dump it in from a bottle of Busy coffee from the grocery store with my coffee creamer of choice, which changes by day because of my mood. And I have my sweet little glass. Okay. It happens faster than waiting for drip coffee. Two, it gets into my system faster because I have a straw. I am running zoomies 15 minutes after. I'm happy. But I think about iced coffee a lot, and I have multiples a day, which I realize is probably raising my cortisol levels and making me a basket case. Whatever, I'm fine with it. It's not like I'm doing heroin. So it's basic. I might as well at this point, but I have so much caffeine pumping through me. But I set a lot of pressure on my coffee. Like, bitch, fix my life now. Sometimes she does, and sometimes she doesn't. And if it's the wrong color, day ruined. If it's the wrong flavor, day ruined. So I realized last night that my coffee creamer had expired. It usually doesn't stop me, but it really didn't taste good. So I was like, you know what? I need new coffee creamer. So I go and I don't go to the grocery store because I have toddlers screaming at me and I need things immediately. So I went on Instacart, which is, I can't decide if I love Instacart or Amazon more. I think I definitely love Amazon more, but Instacart like serves a purpose that I just don't know how I lived without it. So I Instacarted an order for, well, first of all, Trey ran out of milk. So I needed milk for Trey. Yes, Trey gets whole milk. He's 15 months. It's his jam right now. Whatever. Um, and I was like, well, shit, I'm out of coffee creamer. So I go and I select my coffee creamer for the next morning, right? Holy mother of Christmas, they had peppermint mocha. I was like, you know what? It's time. It's time. It's November 13th. It's time. So order it. Well, what happened? Put my phone down because, again, screaming toddlers who are also sick, and pick up my phone because I got an alert. And the shopper's like, oh, they don't have peppermint mocha. Which one do you want? He took a picture. It took me 60 seconds to respond with, okay, let's try the cookie butter. I haven't tried it yet. I didn't tell him this, but I was like, let's do the cookie butter. What did he do? Disregarded my message and was like, oh, I already picked fucking cookie dough. Cookie dough. Chobani cookie dough. I love me some creamer. I hate that shit. It does not taste good. So, and I can't even make it taste good. What did I do? I got pissed. Like, motherfucker, you have no idea. You ruined my whole morning. So bad. I almost gave him like 1 star, but I was like, bitch, calm down. Like, it's not that big of a deal. So I had to put my phone down and be like, why didn't he listen to me? So now I'm like, I'm not looking forward to my coffee tomorrow. This is what we do. This is what we do. Because the little things for us are massive things. Massive things. Okay. So my husband's like, your mood shifted. What's wrong? I'm like, this shopper messed up my order and I don't have coffee creamer and it's all his fault. My world's falling apart. And because today's my birthday, and that I'll get into that in a second, Michael ran out and got me my peppermint mocha. And he was like, I don't know where your shopper shops, but they had a ton of this stuff. And I was like, well, clearly he went to the wrong Publix. But I gave the guy his stars and his tip. I didn't say anything. Be proud of me. But that's how much I rest on my iced coffee. And I got my peppermint mocha this morning, and it's delicious, and it feels like almost Christmas. But first, we got to get through Thanksgiving. Well, first, we got to get through my birthday, which is today, which leads me to this conversation. Birthdays, our babies' birthdays after loss are a minefield. They really are. I got to be honest. But ours might be even more painful, if that makes sense. I find there's a lot of anger and rage around our birthdays. For me, let's see, Brody died in January. My birthday's November. So I had a good 10 months to like semi get my stuff together. I hated it. I was also on my 2-week wait and to see if we were pregnant. So like it was crazy. Like I couldn't drink. And I was wondering if I was ever going to be a mother. And I was wondering if I was going to have another loss. And I was mourning my firstborn who should be here. Like, how are we celebrating my life when his is over? That's so much. Because here's what I realized. Your birthday is like pretty much for your mother. Your birthday is for people around you to celebrate you, not celebrate yourself. I mean, if you want to celebrate yourself, that's totally fine. But I have never wanted to celebrate myself. I've always been like, there should not be a day for me. This is so weird. That's just how I've been my whole life. But I will welcome it if others want to do something for me. I don't know what's worse, planning my own shit or waiting for other people to do it. I don't know. But my first birthday, I was like, what do I do? Like, and people were like, oh, get in your bed, lock the door, close it, get in a dark room and just cry. And I was like, well, I'm going to cry anyway. So like, that doesn't sound good. Like, I feel like I want like a distraction and or a reason to like get up after my cry. So the day leading up to it, Michael's like, do you want to do something? Do you want to do something? Do you want to do something for your birthday? And I was like, no, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything. The day was sucked. It was awful. So the next day, my actual birthday, I think it was like a Sunday, I was like, get my family on the horn, get me out of this house. So we did. And we went to the Beltline and I was miserable, but at least I was outside and with my friend, with my family, and I was distracted and I got through it. The second year I had a living. I don't even remember wait. Oh, I do remember what I did. I was like, let's go to dinner. Let's go to dinner. My husband and I, and then my sister and her husband. Let's make it small. Let's go to dinner. And I was actually like looking forward to blowing out a candle because I was very proud of myself for getting to that point. And at that point, I'd had two beautiful babies and I had survived one of the worst things a mother can go through. I was still surviving it, but I was proud of myself for moving forward. And I was proud of myself for doing pregnancy after loss again. And I was proud of myself for getting what I essentially, I don't know how to explain this. I was proud of myself for moving towards a life that I needed, not a life that I wanted, if that makes sense. My whole life, I've always pushed for things that I wanted. I wanted a life. I wanted this type of life. I wanted this type of job. I wanted this type of partner. I wanted this. I wanted that. And I would go for it hardcore in the paint. And if it wasn't looking like I was getting what I wanted, I dipped. Well, cut to Brody dying. I don't want a life with this pain. I don't want a life. I didn't want a life with a dead child. But now that I have one, the life that I need to feel purposeful and beautiful and meaningful, the life that I need is what I'm trying to create right now. I hope that makes sense. As of now, I'll never have the life that I wanted because one of my children is gone. But I'm going to get the life that I need. And I'm doing it. I'm literally doing it. And I'm fucking proud of myself as I look here on my birthday, which is, God, I always have to do the math. Brody died. So 22, 23, 24. It's my fourth birthday after loss. And I can honestly say I have not cried yet today. I honestly woke up and was like, you know what? I welcome the happy birthdays. I welcome the people that remember. I welcome the people that want to gift or make the day special. I welcome that because it's sometimes just about the people around you who want to celebrate you, that you're still here, that you're still alive, that you're still moving forward. And they're so proud of you and they want to be there for you. Now, I will say the first year I was like, do not sing me happy birthday. Do not give me a candle do not give me any candles because I don't have a wish to make. Like I was very in this saying, like, I will go out and let you buy me gifts and be with you, but do not sing to me and do not give me a cake with candles. And they honored that. So if you are in your first birthday and you feel like you might not have much control over the people around you who like really want to celebrate you, then put some lines in the sand. Okay, fine, celebrate me, but this is what I don't want. And take off Facebook birthday notifications. That shit, like that was like the number one thing. Take it off. Because typically Facebook will announce to your friends and followers that it's your birthday, and here you come, inundated on your page with birthdays. And how could it be happy when you're miserable? I think I got gentle birthday wishes, peaceful birthday wishes. My favorite one is I really hope today is everything you need it to be, or I really hope today is gentle or kind to you. I'm thinking about you and want to celebrate you. Um, they don't have to use the word happy. It's all semantics, but it really does matter. Language is so important in baby loss. It's so important. And texts and messages are so important. People probably want to FaceTime you. You don't got to pick up. You don't got to pick up. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I missed your face. No, don't even apologize. Say, let's FaceTime at another time. I'm really unable to talk right now or today, but I appreciate you reaching out. That sort of thing. Um, yeah, birthdays after loss blow. But, I'm feeling okay today. It could also be the fact that it's like cycle day 6 and I'm feeling okay. Um, cycle has a lot to do with it. Like my birthday last year was the first day of Shark Week, which is what I call my period because I absolutely hate the word period. So I call it Shark Week because you can't go in the water if you're bleeding. For sharks. I make a lot of references to sharks for somebody who's A, never seen a shark besides at the Georgia Aquarium, and B, probably would scream running for the hills if I did see one. Um, but last year I was like not doing shit because I was miserable. I was just, and I had just had a baby. So the first periods after having a baby are just disgusting. That's it. Just disgusting. And I was like, I'm not going anywhere for my birthday. So I just probably was postpartum-y and like weird. This year, I'm like, good. I'm good. I think I'm going to go have lunch. I have a lab, interactive lab with David Kessler here in a minute, which I'm like super stoked about, guys. Like, I'm no grief expert because I'm still doing this, but that's the good news. I can be a grief guide. I can do this hand in hand with you, and I could be just a couple more experiences ahead of you to help you with this. And honestly, an ear, just an ear for for you if you don't have anyone to talk to about what you're feeling. Because I guarantee you the hundreds of conversations I've had, I've heard it. And my anecdotal responses are because of the millions of conversations I've had and continue to have. So I'm really looking forward to diving in more with you guys. I'll be doing groups too, small groups, in the new year, group coaching sessions or group mentoring sessions. And then also parenting after loss sessions, even just lost life sessions. Doesn't even have to be grief based, but lost life sessions. Because I think when you get to a certain point, like where I am, my grief is manageable. I do encounter certain times and moments where I have to go to my lost mom friends and I'm like, I feel a little weird right now. What is this? And they're like, oh yeah, that definitely that's a thing. Like when it comes to my grief. And my by grief is the internal reaction to missing and loving your baby that's gone. Mourning is what everyone can see. That does you guys know what I'm saying? Like mourning them is probably during the acute grief stages, like right out the gate, where you are crying a lot and memorializing a lot and carrying the bear. That's like a lot of mourning. Now I'm still grieving him. I always will because I'll always be completely sad and heartbroken that he's gone because I love him. I'm able to manage my grief a little bit better. And I think people around me can too, because I've been very open about it. So I have essentially gotten a good grasp on my grief. Where I'm at now is who am I, Cat 2.0, a mom to an angel and two livings, a business owner, an entrepreneur, a sister, a friend, a daughter. What does that look like? What do I want out of my life now? Who am I? And what's cool about that is there a lot of pieces of me still remain, but the way that I apply them is changing. Let me put that into perspective. So like for example, my editor and I were talking. So for example, I was talking to this brilliant mind professional that I work with and she said that she doesn't feel choosing your specific college degree really matters. What matters is your characteristics, your traits, your behaviors that help you get that degree. Those are what's not going to change. And college, as we know it, is helping you sharpen those skill sets, the skill sets that get you the degree, not so much what the degree is. Because I would say tons of people now don't even do their degree because there's so many trade schools, there's online, there's social media, there's so many other things that people are falling into that are making them decent livings that have nothing to do with their degree. And now you could get like a social media degree or like a YouTube degree. I don't even know what degrees are out there right now, but they're different. And what used to be a hobby for a lot of us, posting, YouTubing, vlogging, whatever, is now becoming compensated and business. Um, so I thought that to be really interesting. So while I may not be doing the same thing that I thought I'd be doing at this age or like what my track was before Brody died, the way that I'm working and doing life is similar to what I did before. I will say though, I am giving myself more grace and I'm giving myself more timeouts and breaks. If I'm feeling burnt out, my ass goes to bed. I don't stay up and push and burn the candle at both ends. I say, you know what, bitch? It's time for a sleep aid gummy and fucking Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. That's what happened last night. I was like good with it. I'm like so cozy. I'm like fine. Chill out. You cannot pour into anybody else's cup if yours is completely empty. And nobody likes an empty wine glass. Do you know what I'm saying? I know that's the cheesiest, but I need you to think about that. Envision that. Look, you got a wine glass full of delicious red Italian wine. For me, I'm into Montepulcianos right now. Okay. Maybe some Nebbiolas, a little dry. That's another story. Guys, I'm a wine person. That's my thing. It's my jam. So I'm either caffeinated or hammered. So you got a whole wine glass, right? If you want to share and you want to help someone out and you want to give them a little sippy sip, you pour a little bit into their cup. Guess what you can't do? If it's completely empty, you cannot pour literally into anybody else's cup. If you need to think about that giant full wine glass. So if you need to pour yourself more into your own glass so that you could share with others, do it. And what does that look like for you? All of us are different. Some people like to work out and run or do marathons or have like some sort of physical goal. You know, me, I love trash TV. Trash TV is my thing. I don't give a shit if it's terrible. That's my thing. Iced coffee, drinking some lunch with a friend, online shopping, talking to you guys. That's my jam. But sometimes you need to take a step out. You need to go do a little self care, whatever this self care looks like for you. My first year after a loss, self care was literally like getting a coffee and going to therapy once a week. I'm not even kidding. I had like 3 different therapists, and that worked for me. That was my self care. Did I do my nails and my toes and facials and my hair? Maybe, but that to me was like maintenance. That was not self care because that shit is like, I wish I could drop my head off at the salon and then go and pick it back up. I don't like primping. Primping ain't easy. So for me, the self care was like, what did I need to like keep my brain from going into overdrive? And that was watching other people's realities. I've always wanted to be a real housewife. Like, can you imagine the real lost moms of whatever city or like that would be A, very educational, B, really sad, but C, could be entertaining for those who understand the space. You know what I mean? I watch that. Like someone grief raging on somebody, the other one being like, but I understand, instead of fighting back. Like that would just, maybe that would just be completely uneventful. Everyone would be like super healing. And then, or maybe Andy Cohen does like the real lost moms. And we don't even talk about loss. We're just who we are as people, completely unhinged, but for a reason. And maybe some of us don't even have any money. This is terrible. I did think about that though. Like one of the things that I was concerned about myself after Brody died was like the weird shit I was doing. Like I'm pretty sure I put the bear in the high chair. I was just doing things that I was like, this seems like like this doesn't seem right. Do I need to be admitted? And then when I talked to other mothers, they were doing even weirder stuff. And I was like, we're good. Okay, cool. So what I was talking to like some lost mamas of mine, like my friends, and some of them, were in the TV and film business or like production or whatever. And I was like, what if we did, you guys remember that show Girls on HBO? I don't know why I just always, without the sex and weird stuff, but like, what if we had a dark comedy where no, would anybody watch? Would like highlight like the stuff we do, but we would probably be the only ones that would laugh. So like the only audience for Lost Mamas is Lost Mamas. Yeah, that wouldn't do well. That wouldn't do well. But still, I think it'd be a decent fictional slash historically accurate YouTube show. A girl can dream. I used to be an actress. I gave that shit up because Hollywood's weird. I'm not gonna lie. What I went to Hollywood to be a professional dancer because I was already a professional dancer in Miami and I wanted street cred, so I went to LA and did the things, did the live stage and the music videos and the movies and whatever. And then it got weird. It got weird. And I was like, I'm not really sure I really want this that bad. So I went home. Yeah, that was it. And I still did stuff in Atlanta. And then I hung it up and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go full-time fitness with this. And I did. And that never really got weird. It didn't get as weird as Hollywood. But now moving into the grief space more, I really do feel like businesses, especially fitness businesses, because that's my expertise is fitness businesses, because I'm a consultant for fitness businesses now. But becoming a grief educator, I really feel like people need to be educated and trauma informed when it comes to fitness. And it comes to any business, to be quite honest with you. I sat in with a room of entrepreneurs and CEOs, and they were like, how the hell do I handle my employees when they're like grieving? And I was like, I got you. I got you. And it's so simple for us now. But when I go back and think about like the initial days after Brody died with that acute grief, I had no idea what grief was. I'd heard it. Don't give me any grief or good grief or whatever. No idea what grief was. So when I was like, why am I in so much pain? Like, why am I in so much pain? My therapist was like, bitch, you're grieving. And I was like, that's what this is? Will it go away? And she was like, no. And I was like, what? So then I had to figure out how to manage this pain if it's never going away. That was a weird day. That was a weird day because I'm the type I'm like, I need to lose weight. I'm going to work out. I'm going to eat better. Or I need to get my skin clear. I'm going to change my makeup. I'm going to change my cleanser. I'm going to put on whatever and my skin goes clear. Like if I need to change something and get a certain result, I know how to, I'm cause and effect, cause and effect. So I was like, oh, if I do the work, can I go to so much therapy and I do everything I'm supposed to do? This will go away. It's me mimicking myself. And then I realized it's not. I was like, I think I like mourned and grieved my life again. That's when I not only grieved my son, but the life that I thought I would have and the life that I did have. So that's what's wild. Sometimes I do grieve that life, especially birthdays, I think. Sometimes when you go reflecting, you're like, oh my God, how did I get here? So I think for me, my new goal in this new year of life is to create a life that I'm proud of, including loss. That sounds wild. How can you be proud of loss? I'm not proud that my son died, but I'm proud that his loss has created something for others or for me and has made me the person that I am. And I didn't go the asshole route, and that I'm keeping his legacy alive, and that, my relationships are stronger and my parenting is better. And yes, I'm allowed to say that my angel baby made me a better human. I'm allowed to say that. Now, I don't think he died in order to make me a better human. That's ridiculous. And a lot of people do think that. If you think that, I'm sorry. That's fine. To each their own. You are absolutely allowed to believe that if that's what you believe. Do I think he died to make me a better person? No. Can I allow myself to become a better person because he died? Yes. Yes, I can. Don't get me wrong. Some days I'm a dick because I'm a female and I got the hormones and I got the road rage. And some days, yes. But am I starting to check myself before I wreck myself a little bit more? I am. I am. I am. And I think it has to do a lot with our bodies and our systems and how we manage them. Sometimes what's crazy is that people don't think that, okay, before loss, before trauma, before grief, anxiety, stress, whatever that your baby's death has put on you, you used to be able to cure these anxieties and these everyday stressors with like diet, exercise, lower down on the alcohol, lower down on the caffeine, drink a shit ton of water, have your vitamins, go for the walk, go for the run, jump in a group exercise routine, go out and have some drinks with friends. Like that, go get your nails done, go do a little retail therapy. That shit used to work, right? Right? After loss, I was like, I need something a bit more powerful than this. But I'm finding that stuff will help in your grieving, your PTSD, and your recovery or your healing journey. Because I could tell you, those things will make it worse. You're dehydrated, you are going to spiral. You don't sleep, you are going to spiral hard. You don't get your endorphins going, your serotonin pumping, whatever it may be, it's going to contribute. So don't be afraid to like scream into a pillow if you're having a ragey day and it works, because that's okay if it works. If you need to go take an exercise class and you feel great after it, that's great. Good. Just find what works for you now. And it's okay if it's stuff that used to work for you. Does that make any sense? But don't forget your therapy. And don't forget that this podcast is not in place of therapy. If anybody needs like resources or like guidance on therapists, please let me know. I've had a lost mama grief therapist. I still have her. She's actually now my like life therapist, which I love. I've had a psychiatrist who was a lunatic and I don't see her anymore. I've had another psychiatrist, which I didn't vibe with. And I've had a trauma therapist who did accelerated resolution therapy, which is like EMDR, but in an hour instead of like weeks. And I've had ketamine therapy, which you don't talk to anybody in ketamine. You just, it's a drug and you're in your own thoughts, but it's highly effective, which is another thing. Ketamine seriously works. Okay. So, it's going to be a good day. I trying to churn out some more content for you guys and trying to get some things booked for the new year, which is like 6 weeks away, which is fucking crazy. But 2025 for me has been a year of healing, and I mean physically. Getting baby weight off, getting inflammation down, getting my cortisol levels in check, figuring out what supplements work for me, what medications work for me, what therapies work for me, getting into a space where I'm starting to feel like a normal woman again. Um, Emotionally, probably will never feel like a normal woman because, like, I have a dead child. And I've been through some fucked up trauma, but physically feeling better in my body. That's what 2025 was for me. Like I said, when I got to that safe space of not being pregnant or looking to get pregnant or parenting a newborn, my body just went nuts. And you could like have flicked me and it would have broken into a million pieces. So I'm getting to that point and I'm really excited about the supplements I've been taking. I want to share those with you guys. They're really working for me. Some other lost mamas have been using them, and they really do work for me without that crazy, really low depressed feeling the next morning, like some pharmaceuticals do. So I'm really excited to talk about that soon. Guys, I'm doing the leg work. I'm taking one for the team doing the leg work. It has been a crazy couple of weeks, honestly. And my husband goes, "Happy birthday. The water heater guy is here to fix the water." Like, oh my God, that's the best gift ever. We've had no hot water for days. Days. I thought, okay, fine, we can handle this. I like jump in. Meanwhile, it's like 20 degrees here in Atlanta. Of course, the coldest week of the entire year is when we don't have hot water. So what have I been doing? I don't really give a shit about myself. Like I'll dunk my head in, I'll get in and wash whatever parts need to be, and then like get the fuck out of the shower, and be freezing, but be okay. It's the boys. The boys have got to take baths. So we were doing sink baths. I've been boiling pots of hot water and dumping them, climbing up the stairs with oven mitts on, with a damn pot like it's 1875, and dumping hot water into the tub to only get like lukewarmish water. And the boys take like 15 seconds. They're like, wow, it's really cold. We got to get out of here. But at least their bums are clean and we can avoid any rashes. But oh my God. I handled it shockingly well until like last night. I was like, I just want to take a hot shower. I was like, oh my God. I'm calling a priest. But the good news is that the hot water is getting fixed. You're going to take a hot shower, and I'm stoked about that. But anyway, guys, story time is over for now, and you guys know where to find me. 'Tis the season to be griefy. Oh, I've got merch. Someone was like, hey, could you please put 'tis the season to be griefy on a hoodie? I was like, say less, fam. So that's going to be announced today or tomorrow. And very rarely do I record an episode and then put it out that same day, but here we go. This is the same day. Like if you're hearing this in the afternoon on November 13th, I recorded it this morning. So that merch is going to be posted soon. They're cute. It's like a red hoodie. I got like a broken Christmas ball on the front and 'tis the season to be griefy really big on the back. And there's like a crew neck sweatshirt with it on the front. My my like shop online is a little janky. Like I went to go update it, which was the biggest mistake. And so like here we are. It's a little janky, but you could still purchase. It's not my strong suit, okay? But I'm doing my best here, you guys. And I know you guys are too. And I love that you listening. And I hope that you picked up a nugget of information, maybe had a chuckle or two, because we're just doing the damn thing. We're doing the damn thing together. And that's the thing. Like we are in this together. And I will always say that. If you're looking for mamas in your area to connect with over the holiday season, go to lostlink.com. That is the safe space, private community for mamas looking for others. You can also search internationally as well as virtually if you just need to find somebody who is specific to your loss, that understands your loss a little bit better than someone else because their experiences were similar. Go to losslink.com. Losslink will be hosting a lot of the events in the new year. We are looking to do a grief summit. My book launch will be here in Atlanta. So 2026 is going to be like dope. I'm excited. Um, Still griefy AF, but excited. And just know that I'm always here for you guys. Please feel free to email me, message me, DM me, whatever it is that you need. I'm always here for you. And just know that I'm going to be doing, I'm just here to support. I'm just here to support because I love you guys and I love your babies. And I know they're all so, so, so proud of us. All right. If I don't talk to you, I will have another episode out on Thanksgiving Day. No clue what that's going to be like. Could just be me again. But hey, I'm going to try to put something out Thanksgiving Day because I know it's going to be, wait, that's in 2 weeks. Is that in 2 weeks? Okay. Definitely going to have some more episodes coming up with some really cool people that are doing some really cool things in our lost space. So stay on the lookout for those. Hit subscribe on YouTube to help support and get notified when another video drops. This is on YouTube as well as Spotify, Amazon, and all the other ones that you guys, iTunes, Apple, whatever. All right, I love you guys, and I will see you out there. Bye.